Hi everyone, Jacob Howard here, and welcome to our first video covering FPV and the exciting world it opens up to hobbyists and professionals alike. First-person view flying, or FPV as it is more often called, can apply to lots of different technologies and experiences. The term FPV can cover everything from RC airplanes, helicopters, VR, and even cameras. We are going to use the term to describe FPV in regards to the quadcopter or droning world. So when we say FPV, we are talking about drone FPV unless otherwise specified. Also for simplicity, we're going to call multi-rotors, quadcopters, hexacopters, and any other aircraft you would see in this course, drones, just for simplicity. Now with that said, let's touch on a little of the history of FPV. The idea of piloting an RC aircraft with a camera as a whole started gaining popularity back around 2009 and was done mainly on fixed-wing aircraft. A lot of the equipment was homebrew and hand-built. Early developments were bulky and not very intuitive, and oftentimes the video footage you got was very shaky and low quality. But hobbyist pilots enjoyed exploring the direction this new idea could go, so they became instrumental in pushing the development of the hobby even further. Over the last 11 years, the technology has progressed by leaps and bounds. Nowadays, you can purchase pre-built aircraft that are designed around FPV camera systems and high-definition video recording. Drones have seen the largest and fastest development and have become the main aircraft of choice for FPV flying. Their agility, speed, and ease of use are unmatched by other RC aircraft. With only 4 moving parts, they are relatively easy to maintain, and with some basic skills, easy to repair. Now, serious FPV drones are not the kind of drones you see at Walmart or on Amazon. Those look like this, and we like to call them stabilized drones. They rely on GPS and other sensors to fly stable and require little input to keep them in the air. FPV drones look more like this guy. It requires much more input from the user to keep it up and flying, and therefore much more goes into making and flying them. But what are the main differences between the two, and why would you go into the much more challenging hobby of FPV droning versus stabilized droning? Well, stabilized drones, the ones that a good portion of the country owns, are meant to be user-friendly and capture video or photos in an easy-to-use way. They also offer things like 4K or 8K cameras, customizable payload structures, GPS abilities, and live feed that goes to a connected phone or tablet. However, in the event of a crash, most of these drones were not designed to be repaired by the user. This can make for repairs that cost a lot of money and take a long time, taking you out of the action when you would rather be flying. Besides that, FPV drones offer a new perspective in the sky that stabilized drones cannot. This comes in 2 ways, with the camera and with the drone. Let me explain. A stabilized drone usually has a gimbal that holds the camera. As you move the drone about, the gimbal moves the camera so that it stays stable, level, and smooth every time. FPV drones do not have gimbals to keep the camera level, stable, or smooth. Instead, you get to have a first-person view of what your drone is doing as if you were flying right with it. This is where how the FPV drone flies makes the biggest difference. An FPV drone lets you explore and move about freely in the air. You can dive, loop, flip, roll, and speed down tracks, mountains, or raceways. The creative freedom you get with FPV drones just can't be matched. But how can an FPV drone fly so differently from a stabilized drone? It all comes down to yaw, pitch, and roll. Yaw, pitch, and roll describe 3 of the 4 main movements a drone can do. The other one is ascend and descend. Yaw is the direction your drone is facing, pitch is the forward and backward movement of the drone, and roll is the left to right movement. In stabilized drones, you have a limit on how far you can roll and pitch your drone. In FPV droning, you do not. You can do front flips, back flips, side flips, and a whole lot of other stuff because there are none of those limits. Here's an example of a stabilized drone doing a yaw and roll to the right with pitch forward. And here's an example of an FPV drone doing that same move. Now, flying stabilized drones might seem like a total waste to many FPV drone pilots, and vice versa. But in reality, they are just 2 different tools for different works and end goals. Stabilized drones can get amazing cinematic footage in incredible quality and are used in many movies nowadays to capture aerial footage. On the other hand, with FPV drones, where most of the interest is in racing and freestyle flying, those things are not as important. Being able to fly 80 miles per hour through rings on a track or do triple backflips down a mountainside can still yield incredible footage, but most of the time it is done more as a sport than for business or capturing professional grade footage. It is important to note that the cinematic side of FPV droning is expanding as more and more filmmakers wish to widen their set of skills to offer to clients. So, the world of FPV has opened up many different avenues to explore the skies, from racing to tricks to cinematic bird's eye view type videos. Let's go over briefly what an FPV drone looks like and consists of. The basic components of an FPV system are the quadcopter frame, motors, the propellers, a small FPV camera, video transmitter, video receiver connected to FPV goggles or viewing screen, flight controller board, electronic speed controller, battery, radio receiver, and last but not least, a transmitter to control it all. There are also several other things like antennas, beepers, and even lights to give your drone a unique look. Now I know that seems like a lot to take in, but don't worry. We will break down every part of the drone and teach you not only how to use them, but why you need them and how they work. This will come in very handy down the road when doing maintenance and repair on your drone. FPV is not just a hobby, it's a competitive sport or even a professional job that can take you to new heights and open up new views we, as humans, never thought we'd get to experience. It allows you to be on board virtually with an aircraft with no limitations on movement or fluidity. It is truly an awesome experience, and I cannot wait to get you guys all going on it.
If you enjoyed this video on FPV, we actually have an entire online course developed around these same types of lessons. We're talking dozens of lessons and hours of material designed to get you started into FPV or make you a better pilot. It is the world's first online FPV course, and we have students from around the world learning through it. The link to learn more is in the comments below. And as always, if you guys have any questions, definitely let me know, and have fun flying.